Hey guys, it's Taylor. I'm so excited to be here at Cook's Garage with the one and only William Clark Green.
One and only.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To you. And cheers to Cotton Fest too,
Thank you.
guys. I mean, fresh off it, literally like just hours after, the last performance here. What an absolutely unbelievable crowd. How cool is that to be able to sell out for the first time?
It was great. We take a lot of pride in the lineup. It's very difficult to do, especially being a BYOB event, because we don't have the money that most festivals have because you don't sell alcohol. So that's where most of your money comes from. So we're very proud in getting guys before they blow up. So getting guys like Hudson and Braxton and Ty Myers, while we still can afford them, we get them a year in advances. And I told those guys too. I said, thank you for being here. I know you're worth a lot more now than you were when I booked you, and I take that as the biggest compliment I can give you.
Yeah.
So.
Why is that important to you? Why is that valuable? Do you just feel like it creates an opportunity for people to be able to maybe see them before they're...
Well, for us, it's like, we're trying to put on a festival as cheap as possible because we're BYOB. So we don't make money. We don't make money on alcohol sales. So we have to, by survival. We do it by survival. The only way we can possibly make money is if we get them before they blow up. And so we have a very good eye on it, and we're just trying our best to put on a festival that Lubbock deserves. And like I said, we're just trying to get them. We're trying to get them before we're trying to see the forest of the trees. It's like Red Clay. Like no one, when we booked Red Clay Stray last year, no one here was like, there were people here who didn't even know who they were. Really? And now this year, their shows sold out 3 months in advance.
Wow.
Because we saw it a long time ago, right?
That's awesome.
So that's kind of what we do. We got to get them early. And so it's kind of like a tip of the hat. Like if we put you on Cotton Fest, we think you're going to be huge.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
That's what we have to do that by survival.
Yeah. It's such a cool experience though, because, I'm from Lubbock. And so I was able to kind of see sort of like the early days, right? And you kind of pay attention to it and you come and it sort of is like, it's not a small event necessarily, but it's not what it was this year. And to be able to see the pictures of that crowd and there's almost 10,000 people that show up. That's so cool. Like, what does it feel? How do you feel to be able to have watched it grow into what it is today?
Well, for us, the festival's great, and I always knew the festival event would be great. But what's really hit me in the chest is our foundation. Okay. So High Cotton Relief Fund, that's been my life's work. It's turned into the festival's great and everything. We can throwing a party is not a problem for me. I've always been good at that, and Trevor has always been good at that too. So we always knew we could throw a party, but the foundation is really High Cotton Relief has really been kind of transformed Cotton Fest into this thing that we didn't expect, and it's been super heartfelt and great. So I really care more about the first part of the week than I do the actual weekend. So
High Cotton Relief Fund, you mentioned it, it's your life work, and what proceeds from this go to that, or does it just raise awareness?
Cotton Fest has always been for profit.
Okay.
High Cotton Relief Fund came after the fact, a couple years after the fact. My buddy Jordan Dorsett thought, he was like, Cotton Fest has been so successful, it'd be great to give back. And so we started this foundation, and it's just kind of morphed into this thing. And so the weekdays of Cotton Fest week, we raise money. So we have the golf tournament on Tuesday, and then we have Thursday night VIP event where we raise money silent and live auction.
Yeah.
That all goes to the foundation, every percent of it, the door, the tickets, everything for that. But Friday and Saturday has always been for profit.
Yeah.
No, Cotton Fest is not a benefit.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a benefit.
Got it. So for people who are watching this and they're maybe like, I've never heard of that foundation before, how would you kind of just describe what its purpose is and where it came from?
So our purpose is, we're called High Cotton Relief. We add relief to farmers and ranchers who are in their direst needs. So we don't solve problems. We don't pay hospital bills. But there was a family from Lubbock who was in Houston for a year. Their daughter had reconstructive surgery. And we just got them a nice hotel room every night for 365 days.
Wow.
So we got them a nice hotel room at the Hyatt every night and paid their travel back and forth from Lubbock. And we paid that for 365 days.
Wow.
So that's the kind of stuff we do. Like, we add relief to really terrible situations, but we don't solve problems. We just add relief. That's kind of like our motto.
Yeah.
So we pay a lot of funerals. We pay a lot of funerals, but we don't pay any medical bills. We pay a lot of diesel bills, especially for volunteer fire departments and stuff like that when fires happen. And so that's kind of our main deal. It's like we just we add a little bit of take a little bit of load off, but we don't solve problems.
Yeah. It seems really cool to me that, I hear you talk about that, and obviously you're passionate about it, but what I think is really unique is that you're utilizing a sort of platform that you have to do something that has nothing to do with music, right? Which is how people know who you are. What is valuable to you about being able to kind of like utilize the brand that you've created to do something that's meaningful to people? It's helping change their perspective maybe in a really difficult season of their life.
I think we first started High Cotton Relief Fund. I think there was thoughts of utilizing that to promote the festival, but we've been super quiet about it. It's not for self-glorification at all. It's just the right thing to do. Like, I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's been my life's work, and it's just, I feel like we're doing the right thing, and it's innocent, and it's helpful, and I've always thought Cotton Fest needed to be a communal event.
Yeah.
As opposed to just some outsider coming in, which I'm not an outsider, but you see festivals that come in and they throw this big festival and no one knows who's running it.
Sure.
Like, my friends run the festival. My friends run the board. My college buddies, like we're all part of it. They're volunteering and helping during the festival and for the High Cotton Relief Fund. So it's just really, that was my goal, is to create a communal event for all my friends to be a part of, and we all hang our hat on it too. We're all proud of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you should be, because it's grown into something that's really great. And we were talking about this earlier. It's like you mentioned like the Lubbock community, even though Lubbock has been growing a lot, like it's still small, like it still feels like this really small town type atmosphere. And the culture of country music, like Texas country music, is really small too. And so I think that's what people come to be part of. Like they come to be part of an experience that feels like it's very personal and it's kind of intimate. And I think that's part of the reason that Cotton Fest is so successful, right? Because people feel like they're coming not just to get a show, but they're getting to be part of something.
Right. They're part of an event, right? So like we have Cotton Fest goers. It doesn't matter what the lineup is. It doesn't matter who's there. And they sure as hell don't want to see me for the 8th time. It's like...
I mean, come on.
That's why I didn't headline this year, because it's above me. It's not an ego stroke. It's literally just... Cotton Fest is like, I consider it like... I'm like Jekyll and Hyde. Like I'm a different, like the guy on stage is not, I'm park campers and stuff and meet, I treat it as like I'm a promoter, you know, I don't treat it like I'm the artist. So, when I get on stage, I can be the artist, but like taking my ego out of it and just the betterment of, I want it to be the best festival in West Texas. And I feel like we've done that. I feel like after 7 years, I feel like I can confidently say we are the best music festival in West Texas.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think there's one that's better than us in West Texas. I can't think of one. There's some really cool rodeos and stuff, but it's been a crazy ride, and our goal is to have something that the whole community can be proud of, and we also give back to the community in certain ways, and yeah, it's like I always want to create Chili Fest on steroids.
Yeah,
like, it's not just a college party; it's a family event.
Right.
But it could be a party too. So that was the goal from the get go. So.
When you're not from Lubbock, but would you claim this is like kind of home? Like,
well, that's where my career,
like,
my career home. Yeah.
Right.
My career home. Yeah, for sure.
And you
first shows were here, learned how to write, Blue Light gave me my start.
Yeah.
Learned how to work a crowd, learned how to book shows. I mean, Josh Abbott was a mentor of mine. The whole thing was all learned here. I was here for 7.5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and it started, during the time that you were a student at Tech, and like you could have not stayed and gotten your degree. Like, why did you not just go? You know what I mean? Like, why did you not just go right into
It's just funny. Lost my dad last year.
I'm sorry.
And it's all right. No, I'm not looking for sympathy on it, but he said, I was always a C student, like in high school, and he said, son, college isn't for everybody. So I graduated out of spite.
What?
Yeah, I graduated out of spite, just to prove him wrong.
Oh my gosh. He
And that's
showed
the
up at
honest truth.
graduation and he was like, all right.
That's the honest truth.
I accept it. You know what? Whatever it takes to get your degree. I
The
bet
thing is, I think he knew that. I think he knew how hard-headed I was, and he knew if he said that, I'd probably do it just to spite it. But yeah, I graduated out of spite.
Oh, it's so funny.
I'm that hard-headed. Imagine what my wife has to deal with.
Yeah, you're stubborn for sure. Shout out to your wife. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I do think that's valuable though, because there are so many people, and I'd mentioned earlier we were doing a documentary with Flatland Cavalry, and we actually just finished producing it. And one of the things that Cleto talks about in it is that, he's a kid and he's coming from Midland, and he has this ambition, and he loves to write, and he loves to, create music, and it's something he's passionate about. And he comes to Texas Tech, and he's like, I knew like the music stamp in Lubbock, right? You have all these successful people who have come before me, and like I knew about those people, and I listened to their music, and it was so cool because I thought like maybe I'll get a shot. maybe I'll get a chance to do that. And I wonder, like, what does it mean to you to kind of like be part of the sort of fraternity of those people who have come through and been able to get their experience at the Blue Light and be able to like go and do this really cool thing and have their thumbprint like on the music scene in a really big way?
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy accessible. I tell people that the Lubbock scene is the best place to start as a band. Yeah, I think so. You have a community that supports it, and a venue that supports it, and you have a radio station that supports it. So the support's there. I mean, Songwriter Night, Blue Light's special. Like, towns don't have that. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
The fact that, Blue Light doesn't make money on that night. They're just hosting it to betterment for the
You're talking like Monday night to the Blue Light.
Yeah, they don't make money on that night. They're open for betterment of their songwriters. I mean, they're doing it with the goodness of their heart. I mean, they are the place. Blue Light is the place. In West Texas, I can't think of they are the Cheam Street Warehouse of West Texas. That's where songwriters live, is Blue Light. I mean, and so I think it's so accessible. And I think when you show up and you're good and you start your following, it's just kind of your first fans are your friends.
Yeah.
And those then your fans become your friends, right? And then you have actual fans that you don't know that love your stuff. And so Lubbock's a great place to build that because, everybody in college wants to have their person at their age, at their music, know. And so, but yeah, every 3 or 4 years, there's always the next guy.
Yeah.
And so, and it happened with Wade, happened with Pat, happened with Wade, happened with Abbott, happened with me, happened with Red, happened with Flatland, happened with Hudson. I mean,
yeah.
It's just there's always gonna be the next one up. It's a great hotbed. It's almost by the book. It's almost set your watch to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
You've mentioned Hudson a couple of times, and I want to, talk about him because again, he's another Texas Tech.
He's bigger than anybody's, bigger than Pat ever was, bigger than Josh ever was, bigger than I ever was. Arguably, Flatlands ever was. I mean, it blew up in a year. Crazy.
What is it that makes him special?
I think social media has a lot to do with it, but also, he's good.
It's so simple.
He's just,
it's so simple.
People like him.
Yeah.
Like, it's not rocket science.
Right.
Like, people like listening to him. They like seeing him on stage. They like his show. They like his songs. It's that simple. Like, he just is, yeah. And he was able to broadcast that, nationwide through a social media platform, which me and Abbott, and we didn't have that. We went to radio stations.
Right.
It's
changed so much.
Oh, it's changed so much.
It's insane, isn't it?
And I was telling him last night, the greatest compliment I could possibly give someone at Cotton Fest is we'll never see you at Cotton Fest again.
Oh, man.
Because you're so...
Does he get that? Like, does he...
I think he last night he was very sweet. He was like, a lot of people I feel like a lot of times he gets jealousy. And so like comparison's the thief of joy, but I'm so happy for him. He's a different, I'm almost 40. My time in the sun, like my hotspot breakout moment is gone and past, I'm trying to grow and we are, but it's a whole different path than what he's, I'm not doing the college kid thing anymore, That's just not doing it. And yeah, I think he's gotten some like jealousy from his success, and I think he's handled his success extremely well. Sure. Which is not easy. I've seen guys handle it terribly before, and that's my advice: just keep your head screwed on straight, and
keep your head down. Just do what you do.
But like that's also like don't take my advice because you're more successful than I ever was in a year. So like congrats and enjoy the ride as much as you can, and try to enjoy it. Really sit back and I think he takes it as a blessing. I don't think he takes it as I deserve to be here or this. He just, why would you turn it down? Why would you deny it?
Yeah, it's
just
awesome.
Enjoy the ride.
It's cool to be able to like celebrate life with your friends, right? And I would say that you'd consider him a friend, right?
Well, and he's surrounding his whole camp is all of his buddies. He's surrounding himself with his buddies, and it's obvious to see yesterday when I saw it. And yeah, you should enjoy this crazy opportunity to go travel the world playing music with your buddies on a tour bus. Yeah, sure. It's not like Josh says, summer camp on wheels.
Yeah, I love that.
With alcohol.
With or without. I don't know. It's your choice. You've mentioned Josh a couple times, and you said that he was your mentor. Who are some people, and you can say Josh, but who is somebody that you feel like has really inspired you to become like the best version of yourself as a musician, as a man, as a dad? Yeah,
I think like music business wise, no one's helped me out more than Josh. I've got some dear friends who own venues, and Shoot, my buddy Kevin White, who's been helping me out, my son's godfather, and he owns a venue in Nacogdoches. Everyone loves Kevin. He helped to run security last night. He's a friend of mine for years. We're business partners in other ventures. But, you know, I mean, shoot, talking about my dad earlier, I mean, being as a man and what you're supposed to do, I mean, my dad was a great example of that. So it's pretty easy to be a good dad when you have that example to look up to. So, especially this life is so crazy, and, you know, but it's pretty simple. I mean, my dad was a doctor by trade, and honest guy, helped people. I feel like my dad was a pediatric doctor, and he spent his life saving kids' lives, you know, and I feel like the high cotton deal is kind of the way I give back. You know, I feel like that's his life's work was saving kids' lives, and I feel like my life's work is high cotton. And you know, high cotton was a drunken idea, and we just kind of threw it together. You know, it could have been something different, maybe, I guess, in a different town, but for some reason it just happened here, and now it's like the most proud thing I am. You know,
it's awesome.
And now all my friends are on the board, and it's a special thing we do. Yeah. And it's been so gratifying. But I feel like, you know, my dad's life work was that, and I feel like High Cotton has been my life work. The Cotton Fest is great and all, but it's just a party. But High Cotton has been really touching.
It's meaningful.
No, it's been so touching. It sucks, honestly. Dealing with the stories that we hear is absolutely awful. Week in, week out, we hear the worst stories ever, and you know, we all sit there and have to process that, which is so selfish of us to think that way. But it's been extremely gratifying, but really, really hard to deal with. Yeah, we hear the worst.
I can't even imagine.
Oh,
and
God,
the worst part of it is that, like, those stories will never end, right? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
There will always be a need.
Yeah. So we have a group text, and, you know, we'll go like 3 months without a group, and I'll send a message like, "This is my favorite quiet group text," because if nobody's texting, ain't nothing happening, you know.
Right.
But it always seems that happens. Like, man, like 2 weeks ago, we had the worst story. Probably the worst story we've ever heard in our lives. And then it was like boom, 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 like 4 in a row.
Can you share any of that?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
If it's a terrible story that happened in this community, we're involved. We're involved. So let's just say that. So.
Yeah. Man. It is. It's one of those things where, like, and I'm sure that you guys offer relief in so many different ways. Like, it sounds like it's like the sort of very personal stories of like experiencing, you know, one family experiencing something. Do you do things like, if there's like a fire, or if there's, like, you know, a tornado? Like,
we don't rebuild homes, and we don't pay medical bills. We don't do, like I said, the money just will dry up so quickly. So we pay for a lot of funerals. So pretty much if they're we pay for a lot of funerals.
My uncle owns a funeral home, and it is such a gift.
What funeral home?
It's in Bernie.
Okay.
It's outside of San Antonio. But I have experienced loss too. I lost my brother a couple years ago, and to be able to have somebody come in and to be able to say, all right, this is what this is going to look like, and this is who's going to come to the room next, and this is what they're going to ask. Like, to be able to have somebody that does that for you, it's more of a gift than you can even imagine.
Well, just that someone cares, right?
Just that somebody's
so even
there.
Even if you can afford the funeral, right? So when they go up and settle up the bill and they say it's already been taken care of.
Oh, you know, my gosh.
That's like, what do you mean it's been taken care of? Who took care of it? Well, this foundation called High Cotton Relief. Well, I don't know. Why do they care about me?
And, like, the anonymity of it is almost is powerful too. You know, because
so we deal with all the funeral home directors. We're very close with all of them, and so they pretty much know, like, we don't have to send a check. They can say it's been taken care of and it hasn't yet. Like, hey, we'll get the check in the mail. Just make sure the family doesn't have to worry about it. You know, that kind of thing. We do a lot of that, and that's kind of been like and every year we kind of transform into something like. So we used to just pay diesel bills. So a farmer went down during stripping season. Well, all the neighbors would help out strip the cotton, right? And we'd send a diesel truck just to fill the tractors up.
Wow.
You know, we'd spend $10,000 on diesel, and we'd send it there. That way they don't have to use their own diesel helping out, because they're helping people that are helping someone already, you know. So that's what we do a lot of, which we still do that, but now it's transformed from that. And now we're like, well, funerals are really easy way for us to get in and get out and not be intrusive in a bad time. They can just add relief and so positive. I mean, and the really cool thing is we got a check today or yesterday from a family we helped out 2 years ago, and they repaid what we paid. Wow. They came back with a check and they're like, we want to donate the money that y'all helped us out with.
And pass it on to the next group of people.
Correct.
How cool.
And that was like, everyone started like bawling. It's just like.
Well, that's such a meaningful thing because it's. I mean, obviously there's like the pay it forward element of it, but it's like they are empowering you in your.
Well, they're trusting me with, and people are trusting me with their funds to put in the right location. And we're like I said, we're 95% of everything that comes in. We have a 5% burn rate on our foundation, and so I'm not gonna quote other foundations, but
no,
good luck getting the 95% burn rate.
Oh my god!
A lot of people on the take on a lot of those foundations, but no one's getting paid. It's all going back in the community, and we try to keep it local. And then we've helped out random families here that are terrible stories of. If there's a family right now in Oklahoma, cotton farmer, and we're going to help them out. And we try to keep it as local as we can.
I don't want to like flood your inbox, but if people know somebody and they're like, man, this family could really benefit.
Yeah, we don't do
like call outs or
we don't
whatever.
We don't have like a message board.
You identify.
We know
what's
so we have a committee of 12, and the reason is if we deny it, we don't want to deal with.
Yes.
Yeah, if we're like, hey, this isn't really what we're doing, like,
right.
We don't want that because it's an emotional time, especially when you need help, right? But we have our ear to the ground. We've got a committee of 12 members, and so if something happens, we're on top of it. And we're very aware. I'm not saying there aren't stories that can slip through the cracks. I'm sure there's been a few. Yeah. But we do a really good job, and everyone on the board is very passionate about what we do and eager to help. So we have a very good ear to the ground. But, yeah, we don't take like I'm not saying that if someone pulled me aside and told me about something.
I just was curious about what the process looks like.
Send us an
email
and plead your case.
Yeah, no,
and I might pity you. It's like, no, that's that. We just show up and do it.
But I think that's why, you have a lot of board members who live in this area, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's why that's important.
North, south,
because
east, west.
There's presence here,
right? So every farmer on the committee is strategically placed because of where the location is. So we got Littlefield, we have New Home, we have all the way out Matador, and we got all the way out in north of town. So like New Deal. So, and we got a very close ear to the ground, and we got gen operators that are very well aware of what we're doing, and obviously the funeral directors too. So we're very in tune with what's going on. So
one of my questions that I wanted to ask you is like, if you weren't a musician, like what would you do with your life? But it seems like you already kind of found a way that you would want to live your life.
I've always thought I'd be, I don't know. God, I'm so glad I don't have a boss. Man, I sure would hate to work for somebody.
You wouldn't say that your wife is your boss? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, I feel bad for my guys because I'm their boss. But I don't know. I've always been ADHD. I've always had my hand. I'm always been overwhelmed in everything that I've done. I've always have too many hands, too many irons in the fire.
Entrepreneurial spirit.
I just got too much going on always, and so, some ideas are really good, and some are good ideas that don't turn into fruition. So sometimes, it's like my wife says I create fake businesses.
So you wouldn't have one job; you'd have probably several.
I mean, I have my hands in everything.
Got it. Okay, I have a game for us.
Shoot.
You gonna play a game?
Sure.
Okay. So we talked a lot about the musicians that have come from Texas Tech and from this area, and I thought it would be kind of cool. We'll give this a try and see how it goes. I'm going to read some song lyrics to you, and you tell me which Lubbock area or Texas Tech musician.
You said these are easy, right?
Sang the song. I think they're easy.
I'm coming off a whole week of craziness, so my brain's a little foggy.
Okay, great. Well, that makes me feel better because part of me was like, man, these are going to be too easy. So, all right, let's just try. Are you ready?
Sure.
I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to sing them to you because I'm not a singer, and I'm not going to ask you to sing.
Well, I'm not today either, so I'll waste a shot.
So as long as there's no judgment here. Right. Okay. All right. Everyone's got to get away sometime. Forget about yourself for a little while.
Pat Green.
A song?
Okay. Carry On.
Yes! 2 points to Will. Can I call you Will?
Yeah, sure.
I've only ever called you William Clark Green.
My wife calls me a dipshit.
We'll have to cut that out.
That's technically not a cuss word because I made up the word. So.
Okay, well, all right. Fine, we'll leave it. Okay, this is another. I think these are going to be too easy. Okay.
We'll see. First one was pretty. That first one was moderately hard.
Okay, all right. Say you haven't hiked through Big Bend.
Josh.
Okay.
You ain't been to Texas yet.
Song?
That was easy.
I know.
You ain't been to Texas yet.
All right. I feel like, okay. There's another good one. All right, okay. We'll do this one. Pinion perfume blowing in the wind.
Cleto, Of course, that's Cleto. He's such a poet. I can't name the song though, but I know the melody. But man, I can't think of the chorus right now. What song is it?
How does it go?
Pinion perfect blowing through the wind. Luck is my best friend. Oh, you wrote that with Abbott. He wrote that with Abbott on my 806 songwriter retreat. Luck is my best friend.
Who I am.
See your face again. Pray to God I'll see your face again. What song is that?
It's good. It's Mountain Song.
Yeah, Mountain Song.
And it's technically not Cleto. It's Flatland. So
right.
You get a full point.
But he wrote that under 806 retreat with Josh Abbott. And Luck is my best friend. Luck is the name of Josh's son.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
okay,
and that's why
2 bonus points.
Josh loves that song so much. That's Josh's favorite song Cleto does.
When we did Fearless Unscripted with him here, he talked about performing that song. And specifically like when they were at Red Rocks, one of his band members had recently lost his dad. And it was really cool because that song is a lot about like
spirit
being with like the
and
spirit of your
peace,
people being
letting
there.
go, letting go, and letting the wind go for sure.
And he said that more people come up to him and want to talk about that song than almost any other song that he's written.
Yeah, it's definitely it's the belief that the spirit that you're thinking about is in a better place. And that's such a Cleto. It's such a Cleto song for sure. Yeah, that's the way he is. He's just very spiritual guy.
Yeah, he's very cerebral.
I don't know what that means, but I agree with you.
Like very thoughtful, very intuitive,
intentional.
Like intentional.
Yeah, everything he does is intentional.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think he does a really good job of putting he does a really good job of putting incredibly difficult and integral lyrics in like really cool, simple melodies, which like everyone can gravitate towards. I think that's what he's a poet.
Yeah.
He's just a poet.
The guy who on our team who did the documentary, he is a musician. He plays guitar and drums, and he said when he was sitting down and he was editing and he was watching him over and over and over like play, he was like, man, I never fully appreciated in the moment like how good of a guitarist he is, like how good. And you listen to his
constantly
songs,
working on his craft.
Just feels, He's
constantly working on his craft. Cleto's always been that way. He's constant. He's one of the good ones.
He is one of the good ones. Yeah. All right, are you ready? There's 2 here, so I wonder. I've got half a mind to call her, half a mind to go, and
winging on my way back home. Actually, that song was written by Django Walker. And jump a big jet liner, wing on my way back home. Forgot the name of the song though, but that song was written by Django Walker, Jerry Jeff Walker's son. One of Pat's few outside cuts, and was on the Songs We Wish We'd Written record.
Oh, I told you these were.
What's the name of the song?
Well, it's Texas on My Mind.
There you go. Yeah.
But it said that at one point Corey Morrow performed that with him.
Yeah, for sure. That's Songs We Wish We'd Written with that was the record they did together.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my zone, girl.
I know. I knew this was going to be too easy. I was insecure about it already, and now I'm.
No, I'm just.
You're doing really good.
Well, I'm a fan. So
these are all your people.
Yeah, this is what I do.
Definitely made this harder. All right, here's one. How's the weather been treating you out there in Fort Worth? I've been in Lubbock a little bit of time. Okay, attending TTU, and I've been missing you.
That's Hudson, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Do you know what the song is?
Yes. How you treat me? I can't think of the chorus right now. What song is it? It's just one of his. I mean, he just played last night.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
It's Two-Way Drive. Is what it's called.
It's Two-Way Drive. That's right.
What
a cool name for a song too.
I know.
It's unique.
He writes a lot of love songs.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one. This is another one that's gonna be easy. This is gonna be too easy. She's His Bride. It's the Dallas.
Oh my God.
She always holds her head
The best
high.
part of this song is blue bonnets in the summer. Blue bonnets don't grow in the summer in Texas.
Did you give him a hard time about
Everyone
that?
did. Yeah, everyone did.
She believes in God's greater plan. All right, tell me the name.
She likes Texas. She loves Texas, whatever it's called.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right, this one's, all right, now let's do this one first.
I've done the girl part on that song more times than I've wanted to, so.
All right. I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling. I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday.
Oh, Mac Davis.
No. That was a good guess, though.
Say that one more time.
The whole thing.
Sure.
I hear a voice in the morning. No?
John Denver?
Yes. Reminds me of my home far away.
The country roads.
Yes.
Yeah. What does that have to do with Lubbock?
He's from Lubbock.
John Denver's from Lubbock?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
No, he is from Lubbock, right? Yeah, he went to Tech.
Yeah, he ain't from, well, did he go to Tech? I did not know that.
1963, Jeff says.
No kidding. How did I not know that?
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. I did not know that.
You get
That's
half
crazy.
a point.
Well,
That was good.
you got that point for that one.
Okay,
Yeah, you
fine.
stumped me. You stumped me on one.
I love it.
Probably like the most famous country song too ever. I didn't even know it. It's hilarious.
Well, we
Plato
don't-
covers that song
yeah.
all the time.
I know. When West Virginia plays it, I'm always like, yeah, but he went to Tech, so it's actually
I mean, I did not know John Denver went to Tech.
Yeah.
Or did I? I don't know. That's crazy.
Isn't that wild? Okay. If it turns black, I should
Wade.
turn back.
Mood Ring. Written by who wrote Mood Ring? Keith Gaddis.
That's very impressive. Good job.
Well, I'm a songwriter.
Well, obviously.
I'm pretty sure Keith wrote that song.
Very good.
Yeah.
I should have made this harder for you. This has been too easy.
Well, you got one on me. The biggest song I didn't know. So
Yeah, we're going to put that one first in here. No, just kidding. All right, this one's kind of a unique. I'll see if you can get this one. Marion and Wanda were the best of friends all through their high school days. Both members of the 4-H club, both active in the FFA.
it's a female.
Yes.
Dixie Chicks.
Yes.
Yeah. Earl's Gotta Die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Natalie Main's lead
So
singer.
crazy thing about that songwriter is
Yes.
that songwriter wrote that song. And so that songwriter, I forgot his name, but he made up a pretend town. And so he wrote that song and a bunch of other hits, big hits. And so he made up these personalities in this town, and he has like all mapped out, and like,
What?
and they're all made up people that he has in this pretend town that he
Oh
made up in
my
every song.
gosh.
So Earl was the POS in the town, and then he has it all mapped out, and there's like 5 or 6 #1 songs that are all about these
No
fake people
way.
in this town. Yeah.
Could you name like any of the other songs? Like,
You
are they
would know. I mean,
ones
they're
that-
huge hits. They're all huge hits. But they're all like about
That's
their
wild.
songs like that. Like he's talking about these people. Like they're not first person. He's like talking about someone's story.
Wow.
But
That's
look it
wild.
up. It's actually pretty
know
wild.
I am.
It's
I'm
pretty
gonna look it
wild.
up.
There's like, but they're like the biggest songs you've ever heard of.
That is
like,
hilarious.
well, one's like the Water Tower song, like John Deere Green.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, no, it's Billy Bob loves Mark. It's all like people's names. Every song, that's the same guy, the same songwriter.
That is hilarious.
And so he's this town, the Water Tower, and he sprays John. Like that's the same story about the same fake town that he's made up.
That is amazing. I did not know that.
Very
I'm
cool.
going to look it up.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted. Follow us on social media. Natalie Maines went to Lubbock High. So
She went to Lubbock High, that's right.
She's
Was it
more
Lubbock
of like
High
a.
Was it Lubbock High?
It said her
Okay.
Wikipedia page said that she went to Lubbock High. That was kind of a hard one because she's Lubbock area, but she didn't necessarily get her start here. But it doesn't matter because you got it right anyway. Good job.
I mean, Dixie Chicks hard to hate. Golly, their music's so good.
These are like super.
You're not impressed with these questions.
I'm not impressed.
Let's see
I'm
what you got.
really impressed with your knowledge. That's actually the best part of this whole thing. But this one is like, I had a really hard time with this guy because like every single thing that I would have written would have been like obvious. So I'm just going to do the most obvious one. You're welcome. That'll be the day.
Oh, buddy.
Yes.
I mean, how do you not know that one?
I know.
That would have
If
been
you
really
don't know
embarrassing.
that, I knew that you would. But when I was trying to make the card for him, I was like, gosh, every single one of these are going to be.
Well, at least you didn't stump me on Buddy Holly in
That's
Lubbock.
true. That would have
I mean,
been really
God.
embarrassed. We would have for
If
sure.
you'd have picked a song, I wouldn't have known. I mean,
would have for
oh
sure
my
had
God,
to cut that
yeah.
out.
Thanks for giving me an easy one on that
Yeah,
one.
you're welcome. This one is kind of a bonus, but did you ever used to watch The Dukes of Hazzard? Like when you were.
No, not really.
Not really? Okay.
I watched the movie
You know
because
who-
Jessica Simpson was in it.
Obviously. Yeah, she was great. She's great. Did
Yeah,
you,
we'll say that.
Can you.
She was great.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Can you sing the theme song for that?
Just a good old boys, Waylon.
Yes.
From Littlefield.
You did know that.
And he also, the reason he's still on stage like this is because he was playing on a sand fighter as a kid and fell. You know what a sand fighter is?
No.
It's got a bunch of spikes on it. So whenever the wind blows, they
Oh,
run
yeah.
them. They run them really fast down the fields to make sure the sand gets mixed up so it doesn't burn the. So the wind picks the sand up, it'll burn the cotton. So he fell off a sand fighter and the spike went through his leg, and that's why he always walked with a limp. That's why he wears guitar. He always hunched over on the left side.
I never knew that.
Leg was always he fell on a sand fighter.
Wow. He is from Littlefield, you're right.
And he's the most underrated country music artist of all time. And
Really? Of all time?
Yeah. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. Jeff?
If he's not in the Hall of Fame, it's BS.
I don't know.
But I don't
I
think
feel
he
like Jeff
is.
should be verifying all of our information. He tends to know stuff.
Waylon played bass for Buddy Holly. Waylon was also a DJ at K-L here in town.
Oh, I did not know that.
He was
Wild.
he was supposed to be on he was on the tour bus. Buddy told him didn't he tell Buddy that I hope you die in that plane crash? I'm pretty sure he did.
That's something you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life.
Because he got sick and so and they didn't want to get sick, so he's like they flipped a coin. I think that was Waylon. It was Waylon or Alsop. I can't remember if it was Jimmy Alsop. It's Tommy Alsop. Pretty sure it was Waylon though, and that's why he carried that weight with them, because he was like, I hope your plane crashes. He goes, I hope your shitty bus breaks down on the way, and he goes, well, I hope your plane crashes.
And the rest is history. That's awful.
And they all flipped a coin.
He was inducted in 2001,
Okay,
according to my sources.
Way too late.
That was really impressive.
Yeah.
I knew you would be really good at that, but that was fun.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
And for participating, we have a Fearless sweatshirt that you're not going to wear for another 8 months because it's like 102 degrees in this building right now. But we have a sweatshirt for you for participating.
Heck yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for coming back to Lubbock, and thanks for bringing great music to all of us.
Appreciate it. It's Lubbock is my musical home. And the cool thing about this town is that and the festival, it's like all of our college friends that the older you get and when you start having kids, those friendships kind of disappear. And this is a week that we all kind of get back together.
Yeah.
And even they live in the same town and don't see each other, but this week everyone gets to hang out.
It's so cool.
And we all relive the old days, and it's really fun. So, but just like Misty says, she goes, we're really excited to see you, and we're really excited to see you go.
Well, this is fun. I was excited. I was looking forward to this, and it was better than I could have expected. So
Well, thanks for the good
appreciate
questions.
you.
Really fun.
Yeah.